My name is Obi-Wan Pez. I'm here for N Simplex Pachinko, and tonight is going to be another Outer Wilds night. So for anybody who didn't catch the last one, last time I started on a trailhead tour, which was... Let's try that again. Sorry. Now I'm actually recording. So... Good evening, everybody. My name is Obi-Wan Pez. I'm here for N Simplex Pachinko, and I am going to be doing an Outer Wilds stream. So those of you who were not here last time, this game is a 2019 release by... There we go. This is a 2019 release by Mobius Digital Studios and Umanath Interactive. It is a adventure game that basically you just get to go explore stuff, and there's all sorts of really cool things that have been hidden all throughout the game. Outer Wilds was originally a set of student projects that were eventually compiled into one larger experience. Sorry. Just want to resize the window properly. Okay. Let's try it again. Alright, it was a series of student projects that got compiled into one larger game when the student and students in question started to do things for Mobius. There is a documentary out by NoClip, which I highly recommend after you've played the game, or potentially if you're not going to play it, just watched somebody stream it. I will front load my thank yous this time, so thank you to the, first of all, Mobius Digital and Umanath Interactive for coming out with this really awesome, wonderful game. Thank you to Microsoft and the Game Pass team for putting it up on Game Pass. It is still up on Game Pass. If anybody has not played this game and you have Game Pass, I highly recommend it. Thank you to the people who have helped me create this stream. That is Lana the Plant Lady, Captain Space Toaster, the people over at Overwatch and Chill, and to the Stream Punks. Let's see if I actually get everybody this time, because I definitely missed two people, and I'm so very sorry. So, 16-bit Eric Campbell, Sam DeLev at DeLevely, Gina DeVivo at Pocket Gina, Xander Genre at Xanderific, Ravity Domse at The Ravity, Eliza Pearl, forget her Twitter handle, sorry, Aki at Shadare Aki, and Bonnie Gordon. Yeah, having a day. Anyway, I'm glad that any of you out there have decided to come here and watch my random video on Outer Wilds. I am also streaming on Wednesdays with mathematical content, so if you have a more mathematical type question, you can pop into my stream Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, that is 0200 UTC, and I will try and answer mathematical questions as well as do little seminars on just some interesting, cool things if people don't have any particular questions, or if we kind of run out of steam but I still want to keep streaming for a little bit. I'll give you a little. Sometimes it's like history of mathematics. Sometimes it's a little blurbs about like cool things that they just never teach you in school, or various other things I've picked up in reading books. Okay. So, a recap of last time. Part 1 on the Trailhead tour was visiting each of the planets throughout the solar system and trying to discover little hints and secrets about what exactly is going on. So the basic premise is that we are a member of the Harthian species, who are semi-aquatic, blue-skinned, four-eyed creatures who at one day long in our past crawled out of the seas on Timberhearth and began living on land. Timberhearth is a very lush forested forested planet. All of the planets in the solar system are incredibly tiny, so it really cuts down on the whole like space travel thing and needing to get from point A to point B in a short amount of time. You don't have to spend hours and hours just trying to travel. The other planets, we'll get into that. There was another species by the name of the Neupane who lived within the solar system some hundreds or thousands of years ago, and they were masters of very interesting, weird sorts of sciences that cropped up, including they were a species that came from elsewhere outside of the solar system, came to the solar system looking for what they call the eye of the universe. They said it was calling to them, and it's sort of their central religion. So they're trying to find the eye of the universe in order to understand the secrets about the universe, how it all works. And let me hit resume. The music playing, I did say this last time, but it is a brilliant story nonetheless, so I will keep repeating it. The main theme was composed by a member of Mobius Digital Studios, and he went and learned banjo throughout his entire experience in trying to write this music and perform it. He performed the music and recorded it on, day one when he felt comfortable. And at the end of the experience, creating Outer Wilds, not the Outer Wilds. There's another story in that. And what happened was he came back and decided he was going to, rewrite, re-perform all of his music because he was now much better at playing the banjo, which makes complete sense. But instead, he actually took his day one recording and did a duet of him playing with his final day recording. And then he put the two of those recordings together, and that's what we have here. His day one recording with his final recording, they got merged into this beautiful, can't find the right word for it, but just a wonderful little end cap onto the whole experience. All right. So you can see the ship as well as our traveler here. The moons are not quite that small, but they are pretty small nonetheless. Today, so for Trailhead Tour Part 2, we're going to delve a little bit deeper into all of the secrets that are going on, and we're also going to start looking into the places I did not travel to, mostly because they are difficult to get to. So there are several locations which are moving, and I thought, let's not land on moving targets if we don't have to on day one. We going? Okay. So we have here Giant's Deep and the orbital probe cannon, which we saw earlier. That is a probe that is in orbit around Timberhearth. Again, we are here on Timberhearth, and as always, let's roast a marshmallow. In subsequent streams, I will have different objectives. So I will have one that is going to be an achievement stream and one that is going to be a speedrunning stream. I'm not really any good at the speedruns, but I can at the very least show them to you and how to cut down on, or how to get fairly quick strats. It's been a while since I've updated this. Okay. Okay, so the new things, those of you who have not seen this before, you may want to go back and watch my first video, or, you could just suffer through this one, it'll be fine. So here we have the Quantum Moon. The Neupane on Ember Twin observed a moon that would disappear when no one was watching. The Quantum Moon sometimes disappears, possibly to an unknown sixth location. The Neupane device created to track the Quantum Moon's location was built on Ember Twin. The Neupane hypothesized that the Quantum Moon might be a form of macroscopic quantum mechanics. Anybody out there who knows quantum physics, that's not how quantum physics works. Yes, we know, but it's how quantum physics works in this game. The Quantum Moon travels to a total of 5 locations, although, again, there may be a 6th location. High Energy Lab. The Ash Twin project was planned at the High Energy Lab, a building with large solar panels on Ember Twin's equator. Several large Neupane towers form a ring around Ash Twin's equator. The Neupane debated building a sun station in order to power Ash Twin project. There is a Neupane city built into the walls of a huge underground cavern. The city is divided vertically into 4 districts. The Neupane debated building a sun station in order to power the Ash Twin project. Several Neupane opposed its construction, arguing that failure could result in the destruction of the entire solar system. During my first playthrough, it was about this time when I realized, oh no, that's what's happening every time we go through the time loop. The Neupane traveled to the solar system in pursuit of a signal from something older than the universe itself. They named the source of this signal the Eye of the Universe. When I also figured out that it must have been their fault that the sun was exploding, I had several choice words, and I was glad my children were not around to hear them. Chert has set up their astronomy gear on the North Pole of Ember Twin. Chert has spotted an unusually high number of supernovae lately. Escape Pod 2 is one of the 3 Neupane escape pods that crashed in our solar system. All 3 escape pods were launched from something called the Vessel, which was badly damaged. Anglerfish fossil. I found a cave with an anglerfish fossil inside, but the opening is only big enough for my scout. My children used to play a game in Fossil Fish Cave. There is a way to enter Fossil Fish Cave from Stepping Stone Cave. The entrance from Stepping Stone Cave is hard to see unless the anglerfish is fed a light first. Okay, I think that's all of the ones for now. So anytime you see a green star or exclamation point next to it, that's the new stuff. So right now we have a few threads that we can pull on that are listed here. One is more to explore at the White Hole Station. I arrived at the Whitehall station right at the end of a time loop, so I didn't get a whole lot of time to explore it. Ash Twin Towers, definitely want to look at them. And the Sunless City, there are districts in it, and we only pretty much explored the top district. In addition, we know that the vessel crashed somewhere in Dark Bramble, so we want to find the vessel if possible. We also need to find Escape Pod 3, which, as we saw here, the vessel on our right here got stuck in, or the escape pod here got stuck in Dark Bramble, and these other two went to, we see Brittle Hollow and the Hourglass Twins. Alright, the Hanging City, we also can go to just north of Rybeck's campsite. Can go to that one as well. And Anglerfish Fossil, we need to like get inside of it. The Sun Station is accessible through flying directly to it, and that is in fact an achievement. I will attempt to do that again. It is an awful achievement. I spent probably 2 hours trying to do it. However, there is also another way to get there, which is much easier, so we'll find that at some point. Still need to get into the High Energy Lab and the Ash Twin Project at the Hourglass Twins. Ash Twin Project is going to be a lot harder. Well, okay, that's a lie. It's not going to be hard. But it is currently on Ash Twin, and it has a protective shell all around it. You can't get into it from physically being on the shell anywhere. The statue workshop we need to get to. The children bypassed the statue workshop's door and snuck inside via a dangerous route, and the cave is filled with water. So we can go to Giant's Deep and get in there. We also need to go to Giant's Deep to get to the orbital probe cannon, and the observatory on Brittle Hollow. Southern Observatory on Brittle Hollow will get us more information about how to bypass the current on Giant's Deep and get into the ocean depths. And figure out where Feldspar went. So, Feldspar is a lost hero of the Hearthians, and the first astronaut that has been up here. After reaching the core of Giant's Deep, he went off to Dark Bramble and disappeared. So, but we can still hear him playing his harmonica. So, that is a way to track him. Hint, hint. The Dark Bramble seed is on Timberhearth. Jeez. And we got a bunch of other stuff to do here. Alright. Let's go and find something to do. What is that? Let's see. That's the Outer Rock. Okay, we've been there plenty. Let's go to Ember Twin, because we're nice and close. Burn toward it just a little bit. Gotta make sure we're not going to contact. Getting a little laggy today. Make sure we're not going to contact Ash Twin. Alright, here we go. Can steady. And we can go to that one there, not very helpful. Yeah, you can see the sun station right there below us. Oops, it is the other. It's the other hemisphere. Oh well. Alright, I'm going to go here. This is a path that we found earlier, which is not necessarily where you're supposed to go, but once you find it, it is a much faster way to get to the Sunless City, and will allow you access to both the lower spaces, the lower space of the high energy lab, and also, okay, oops, that's not it. Yeah, you don't want to go here. Actually, we do want to go here, but we potentially could have waited a bit. Shuttle is currently resting at the Comet, so this is our Comet shuttle. You can recall a shuttle on the right. You do somewhat get used to the controls eventually. Alright, Clary, I fear our situation may be dire. Pi, Poke, and I landed here on this comet not long after its arrival in the star system. Our shuttle's equipment heard strange energy readings coming from somewhere beneath the surface. Pi and Poke were able to locate the fissure in the ice and the comet's sunward side, and they descended inside to investigate the source of the readings. But Pi and my sister have been gone for a long time now. They haven't contacted me since descending below the surface either. Should I leave the shuttle and look for them? I want to follow protocol, but I don't know what I'll do if they aren't well. Poke, Pi, come back safely, my friends. As you go through, it's kind of interesting to keep track of the relationships that exist, and the fact that some of these, well, all of the characters really have their own personalities. The Neupane, who are these people here, who have these spaceships, their space suits here. That's his helmet. There. All of their helmets. And you can, in fact, steer the ship, bring it back here if you want. I'm a bit turned around now. Let's get out of here. Nope, not that way. Alright, there is a secret entrance. Like I said, we got out of here at one point earlier. So now we would want to go in to here because it's really convenient. Right here. Okay, if we get the scout launcher and do photo mode. Right, we're safe this way. So anyway, the relationships that exist with the Neupane sometimes get a little bit convoluted, so you'll have to be careful. Let's try and make the high energy lab first. Yes. Okay. So this is the high energy lab. Well, this is not it, but you know what I mean. We're going to find it. Just going to run through here. Ideally, you want to, there we go, make sure you find the, power cables, and follow them. You do have to go blind occasionally. Just make sure that you don't get stuck on the on the cacti, because they are really bad news. You will run out of oxygen much faster. Put that away. Alright, so we are here on the surface. Great, and there's a lot of ghost matter up there. High Energy Lab has this nice little pathway that runs from the outside of the planet to the core. Not exactly the core, but close. There. Trees and oxygen, always welcome. Okay, now we do have to work somewhat quickly because the sand on Ember Twin is still rising. So we're going to open this. We notice that over here there are cores, just like we saw earlier. Remove one of these with a white inside of it, and if we take any one of the other ones and plug it into the other side, nothing much happens here, but right, this one is blank. However, if we take one of the black hole cores, insert it here, we now have a black hole which you can actually launch through. So here we see the mechanics of how the black hole teleportation system works, which also includes, as has been talked about earlier, what happens if we plug a lot of power into it. So when we plug a lot of power into it, you'll notice that this exited the other side before it went into this side. So again, this appears to violate causality, and we have to be very careful around this. I will show you sometime later what happens if you're not careful. Pi. Records show Nomai arriving at the warp receiver on Brittle Hollow very slightly